going to do my speech with my parents, but I decided to pay tribute to someone else. This is a complete surprise to her, as it so happens to be her birthday. This person is my Aunt Danella. She may not know it, but she's been an important and influential person in my life. She, like my parents, has done so much for me. I'll pay tribute by describing her early life and adulthood and beyond. I also pay tribute to her personality and some of the most memorable moments I spent with her. It'll be hard to stay composed, but that sort of thing happens when the person you're paying tribute to you love so much. Now that you know I'm paying tribute to my aunt, let's look at her early life. Danella was born Danella Luetta Trager on March 2nd, 1952 to Calvin and Verna Trager. She was the third of 4 children. She went to the Syndicate Elementary School in Mandan and went the rest of her public schooling all the way up to high school in Elgin. And I must say another funny story. While she was in high school, about she, my mom, and a bunch of her friends tried sneaking out, and they were coughing to so their dad wouldn't hear. Well, he actually heard him coughing, and then asked Danella, who was outside by this point, to come back in. So she had to sneak back in and give her dad a glass of water. Now that you know her early life, let's look at her life beyond high school. Danella went to beauty school and graduated in 1971 and passed the required exam. She worked at several salons until eventually owning her own salon in New Leipzig and then eventually in Bismarck. She married Miles Michelson on July 2nd, 1977. Then in 1979, on November 21st, she had a daughter named Melody Verna Michelson. They lived just outside New Leipzig for many years, until eventually moving to Mandan and then Bismarck. Now that you know about her life, let's look at her personality and some of the most memorable moments I spent with her. She basically always ties her family together. She makes sure everyone is always happy, no matter what. Even if our family's arguing, she's always there to make sure that nothing happens in the end and make sure we're all smiling and happy and all friends again. She and my mom are very good friends. They spend many times together, and they basically spend a lot of time together, so they are very close. She's also been very involved with her nieces and nephews, going to sporting events, attending schooling events. She's basically always there. She basically does whatever it takes to make someone happy. No matter what it takes, even if it means sacrificing something, she always makes sure that person is smiling in the end. She's also an avid animal lover. She's had many pets over the years, many dogs, many cats since she was a child. She's also been very active in Melody's life, and was always there to make sure that Melody grew up alright, and I can tell you she did. She's an avid Christmas lover. She has so many decorations, it's unbelievable. I've had to help her carry in so much stuff, it's unbelievable. But she loves Christmas, and that's alright. It's her holiday. She also basically started the Girl Scouts in New Leipzig and Elgin, and she was a board member there as well. She's very active in that. So some of the most memorable moments I've had with her, none can beat the times I went up to New Leipzig and spent many weeks in the summers there in her house, that very memorable house. I remember one summer when I went to Bible school, she made my lunches. They consisted of summer sausage sandwiches, summer sausage sandwiches, Cheetos, pop, and pudding. That doesn't sound like much, but believe me, they were amazing. When she lived in Mandan, I remember her picking me up several times in middle school, whether I was sick or my dad couldn't pick me up. She'd always ask if me and my brother were hungry, and of course we always were. I spent so many holidays with her. Thanksgiving, Christmas, my birthday, her birthday, since I was a little child, and I can tell you every one of them was memorable. The times I spent in that house when she lived in New Leipzig were unbelievable, whether it was with my brothers or by myself, playing video games or going to the parks or whatever. There's always something to do, and everything was always fun. I remember playing hockey and soccer a lot, no matter what age I was. She would always shout, "Go P," which is her little nickname for me. And believe me, Aunt Nella, it never bugged me one bit. Only because it's you. I enjoyed our trip up to Grand Forks in this past November. We got to see TSO. I really wanted her to see TSO, and I think she really enjoyed it. I love that time we spent together. My Aunt Danella has always been a person I've always admired and loved so much. She has done so much for me. She's a memorable child and adult that I'm sure she wouldn't trade for the world. She's always been such an instrumental figure in my family, and she is the most caring person I know. She's a person I respect, love, and care for so much. She has no idea how much she has made me smile in my life. I see no better person to pay tribute to than her. To simply put it, my life wouldn't be what it is today if she wouldn't have been in there to inspire me. Thank you, Aunt Nella. I will always be your little P.